Welcome back. It's showtime here in Cardiff, and coming up we've got the 125 and 250 finals. But first, where do the riders go to ease their aching bodies? Fitness is crucial to success in Supercross, and it's something that riders take very seriously. As I can tell from squeezing the muscles on Billy here. You don't mind, do you?
Oh, no, not at all. Turns me on, actually.
So how important is fitness?
It's very important. This is like one of the most demanding sports in the world. In Supercross, you use every muscle in your body you use. It goes from fingers all the way down to toes.
Do you think fitness can often mean the difference between winning a race and coming second?
Oh, absolutely. I've learnt that lesson. I was unfit last year. I suffered so bad. At the start of the race, it would be good. You know, I'd be up there and then just hit a wall, and you just can't go any further.
Marilyn Godfrey is the lady with the magic hand.
Week with training, and I haven't been able actually to have a massage. Normally I have twice a week. I feel good on the bike, but I'm a little bit stiff when I have to move around, so it's great to have people here to be able to get massages. Ask if they can work on the back and on my legs, because that's where I tend to be cramping up. Any sportsman or any people, is always, if you have stress or if you have hard work, and it's always nice to go and relax.
We have all sorts of things, from strained backs, damaged knees. Arm pump is a good one, because when they're going over the whoops, the arms get really, really pumped up and solid, and they can hardly hang on to the bike.
You're watching UK Supercross on Channel 4.
Round 4 and the 125cc final. Sword, Jorgensen, Mackenzie, Phillips and Callanan are all in contention.
I had a pretty good start. I was in fourth position on the first lap.
I think I was on the first corner 5th or 6th, and I just get on. During the race I get a few laps going better.
I don't see anyone as a big rival. You know, everyone who's out with me in the final is a big rival. I rode here last year, and it was not so technical. Now it's a little bit more technical.
Jorgensen led the race, but Sword was closing.
It's short with space in here, that's why we go outside, and it's very slippery. You know, it's many small stones. You can lose the front wheel and have a small crash, and then your evening is over.
Fortunately for me, Steven Sword came off in the tripper.
Steven Sword crashed, I saw that. I was a little bit not really happy, but you know, a little bit smiling and like this, that, oh, now I have one place higher.
With Sword out, Mackenzie and local boy Glenn Phillips were hot on the heels of Jorgensen.
There's nothing better than the home crowd. It just gives you an extra buzz and a thrill.
A mistake by Mackenzie allowed Phillips and Callanan to move up and fight for second place.
The track was a little bit slippery, but good fun at the end of the day.
I catch a little bit Glenn Phillips.
Third came close a couple of times, just glad to finish second.
I prepare myself as not trying to win, because everything becomes better than third place. You know, it's a bonus for me. I just want to be on the podium, and I ended up in the first place.
A right old battle there, but 2 wins in a row for the Dane, Brian Jorgensen. Sword eventually came fourth.
You're watching UK Supercross on Channel 4.
Warren Edwards is the UK Supercross champion.
I started doing Supercross 12 years ago when I was 18 and just fell in love with it. I started racing bikes at 8 years old, and you have these dreams when you're younger. Yeah, I want to be motocross world champion, and that's what I want to do. And you know, yeah, I didn't know about Supercross. I'd seen it in America. It was just so glamorous. There was no mud, there was no rain, and I'm not a real rain specialist for sure. I just love this Supercross, this indoor racing. A good thing with the job is you do use up so much aggression and so much energy of a weekend that enables me to be pretty chilled and pretty laid back during the week. I try and stay as relaxed as possible, you know. I think life's too short anyway, so, you know, there's no point running around like a bear with a sore head.
You've got the stage to yourself,
Obviously, I am one of the older ones now at 30 years old, and that's cool, you know. I mean, that's really it's a nice thing to have. Some of the new guys would be looking at this 100-foot triple as if, wow, you know, that's the biggest jump I've ever seen. I can look at it and say, you know, I've probably done that 100 times or whatever before. At this stage, I've got nothing to lose now. I mean, I'm a good 15 points behind the leader, and really, I mean, all I wanted to do from the first round was win every final. If you win every final, you win the championship. It's not going as well as I'd hoped it to go. I mean, I keep crashing at the minute. I must be one of the most experienced Supercross rider from Britain, and it kind of, you know, it puts a little bit down on me because I'm the Supercross champion. It's like, I've got nothing to lose. I'm running second, third place, whatever. I've not closed the book on this year's one. Like I say, I'm just going to focus on winning the next 3 rounds, and if that's good enough to win the championship, brilliant. And if it's not, okay, I've got number 2 next year, but I'll be back next year for sure. We got some aggression tonight, boy.
Hi, you're watching UK Supercross on Channel 4.
Everyone who puts their bike on the start line is going to be big competition to me.
Be a good race for the crowd anyway.
Yes, it's the final of the 250s, and can Edwards get off the mark and win his first race of the season?
Got the whole shot. I led for 2-3 laps. It was a very up and down race, as for a rider and for spectators, really.
Just the best man who wins on the day, really. The one who has the most amount of luck, I think, really is the winner. The rest of it it's just down to the track and how the back markers come and everything else.
The track was very physically demanding because there wasn't a smooth flow, you know. You were sort of coming up on the double jumps. The whoops were very difficult. There wasn't a nice rhythm through the whoops. You was like a couple of high ones, a couple of low ones.
Went into the tunnels. Stepped off the side of the bike. That means I hit a bump wrong and it shoved me over to one side. So I managed to hold on. I wasn't going to ever let go. And then the 2 leaders went by me, put me in the 3rd.
Once Jason made the mistake, you know, that opened it up for me to take the lead. I made some silly mistakes in the last few races, and yeah, I just didn't want to do that again, you know. I was in the lead and I was controlling the race, you know. I wasn't pushing flat out at all. For sure, if they wanted to come past, they had to push really hard, and if they'd have started showing the front wheel, then I'd have picked up the pace anyway.
Got up going wide and should have made a pass on them earlier, but just stuck there. Didn't realise Jason was close.
I stayed in 3rd, but close with Hucklebridge, right till about 4 or 5 laps on the end. And I knew I had to make a move on him.
He just caught up me, made a fairly fair pass on me, but I nearly crashed when he done it.
You can make a pass if you're brave enough and willing enough to take that chance.
We all want to win the race, and we're all capable of winning a race, all 3 of us. There's a lot of money at stake there, so there's a lot of bar banging and stuff going on.
With the mistakes that I've been making, I was kind of maybe holding on a little bit tighter than when you're totally relaxed and totally confident. It was a sensible race. It wasn't the prettiest win I've ever had, but a win's a win. I got the 20 points and the money.
I couldn't help noticing, was there a bit of words between you and Higgs after the finishing line?
He knew what he'd done before, you know, so trying to apologise afterwards is nonsense.
No nonsense about the win, though. Number 1 for the number 1. So, after Cardiff, 2 rounds, 2 wins for Brian Jorgensen in the 125 category. And all this while he was feeling a little peaky.
So I got a throat problem, and it's not too bad. It's just that they have a little bit dry mouth, but it's okay.
You should be in bed.
No, that should be riding. That's I love riding, and you know, I love to win.
He was probably choked because at 20 points for a win, he's not in the top 5. Sword still leads on 64. In the 250 Pro class, it was finally Warren Edwards' day. And on the podium, Edwards still got one in the eye on Higgs, but it's Hucklebridge they should both aim for.
It's closing up for sure. I mean, Jason just got second in that one, so we've both closed a couple of points on Mark, who got third, you know. So, yeah, like I say, we've got 2 more races. There's 40 points still up for grabs, and I think, you know, there's only sort of 10 points between first and third, so anything can happen, you know. This is Supercross. You make one mistake and you can end up finishing 5th or 6th in the race, and bang, the championship's wide open again.
10 points between the top 3 means that round 5 is crucial. Edwards must win to stay in contention or he'll lose his title. Well, that's it from Cardiff. It's been a good win for Brian Yorkston and a long-awaited triumph for Warren Edwards. But the battle is far from over, so we'll see you in Exeter for round 5.
Kiss my bike back, will you?
Oh, what's getting a feel for it?
No, she's the winner's bike. Give me it back. That's mine.
A welcome badge